Oh boy. Hey everyone, welcome to Locke Outdoors, and I am at Cape St. Francis, and I'm about to begin a journey down to Avalon via the East Coast Trail White Horse Path. So check it out. Stay tuned. Alright everyone, here I am. This is my kit that I got set up. I have my Finley Goods rucksack right there, and I have my Canadian Forces webbing Mark 82 pattern. And yeah, I am going to get ready to start my journey here now. I am at the beginning of White Horse Path, and I'm looking forward to doing this. I'm going to probably spend overnight. That's what I'm thinking anyway, and we'll see how it goes. But yeah, this is the trail. This is my kit, and yeah, let's see what happens. So here I am at the trailhead, and already just looking around here, this is absolutely amazing. I'm really going to like it here. I'm going to enjoy the day. Anyway, I'm not even 10 feet away from the car, and I'm already stopping, and I want to get going. All right, I'm not even 100 meters away. And, I keep stopping for pictures. Absolutely beautiful here. Totally amazing. Look at that behind me. That's where we're headed next. It's gonna be some nice. So here I am at the first road sign, Back Cove Trail, and I'm on the just the start of the path. I just climbed up and down over that section there. I didn't have to, but it's such a nice view when you're up there. I really didn't want to miss it. Now I'm absolutely exhausted already. But anyway, my goal now is to climb up to the top of that ridge, and then I'll be moving back from there. It's all downhill after that for the next couple of kilometers, so I'll just take my time. Well, I am not making much time. I just ran into a couple who are worldwide travelers. They've been backpacking and hiking and from all over the world actually, and they've been in Newfoundland now for the last several months. And Defender Adventures, they're on YouTube. You should check them out. Nice couple and great storytellers. So yeah, I probably lost a half hour talking to them. Great group of people. What a day. Oh my goodness, look at that. We're uphill. So I'm on top of the ridge now, close to 2 kilometers in, and beautiful scenery, beautiful landscape here. Look at the coastline down below. It's just amazing. Can't get over how nice it is here. Beautiful day out. Fog is rolling over the hills at times, so it keeps me kind of cool, and I'm not sweating too much. But what a beautiful day. So the trail that I'm on is relatively treacherous. So I have to be very careful how I'm walking, because I'm not using trekking poles. But with my busted ankle, my mobility is not the same as it used to be, say, 5 or 6 years ago. So I just got to take my time and not trip. So I'm taking a little bit of a break, getting some water in me, reducing the load a bit. And I'm just going to keep taking my time. I'm doing this hike to push my ankle to see exactly what I can do. And if I can do this, I know I can do a lot more. So I'm just taking my time. Ankle's a little sore, but I got my brace and extra socks and everything on, so hopefully that'll make the big difference. And this is the first time I've been hiking in the new hiking shoes too. Usually I use rubber boots, and they don't have the same support as these do. So my ankle seems to be holding up a little better than normal at this point. Man, listen to that water, huh? I gotta go all the way up there. And then hopefully level. Yeah, here I am, slowly making my way up to the top of the ridge. Taking a little break. It's times like this, I think, when you push yourself to do stuff, is when you really find out if you really enjoy it or not, you know? Like today, I could have had 1,000 excuses why I wasn't going to do this today. And a part of me actually did, you know, like, I was like, oh well, maybe it'd be too wet or too cold, or I won't have enough time. I left too late in the afternoon, or whatever. But when you push past those excuses of doing something and you actually start doing it, you look back and you're like, why was I even trying to stop myself from doing it? Why was I trying to sabotage myself from doing something that I love so much? Like, look at all this around me. Just absolutely amazing. And there was a part of me this morning that was looking for reasons not to do this. I'm glad I didn't listen to my excuses. So I'm on the last switchback now. Take me to the top of that ridge. And the first 4 kilometers of this trail is pretty tough. There's a lot of spots where, like right here for example, for me, I gotta kind of crawl up that, because if I slip, I'm doomed. But that's the top of the ridge right there. Right there. After that, according to the map, I'm on the same elevation now right till the next 10 kilometers. Roughly. So, should be a lot better. I had a little break. Drank some like electrolytes. Had some peanut butter. My quads feel starting to cramp. So it's starting to take Charlie horses, so I wanted to stop that before it began. And I'm starting to feel my ankle now, so I had to start taking some medication. So to make sure that it doesn't get too out of control before I call it a night. So yeah, I'm at the top of the ridge. I'll do a little 360 so you can see what it looks like. I was all the way back that way when I started, and now I pretty much am going to follow this elevation right through that way based on the map. Anyway, I'm at the top of the ridge. Absolutely gorgeous. Barren, desolate. That's what Newfoundland is all about. As you can see behind me now, nothing but a straight ridge. And I'll follow this ridge all the way now until I get to my location. There's a couple of downturns, but most of it's higher up. I should start making some better progress now. Whew, I'm looking at the terrain of where I gotta go, and I was thinking it was going to be more wooded here, but it's not. If you looked down that way, it's fairly exposed. So my idea for the shelter, which I'm starting to think about now because it's getting probably been another hour, I got to start looking at a shelter and building a place for the night. And I got to think of a design now, because my setup, which consisted of a hammock and a poncho, is going to have to change. So I may have to make a low-lying shelter, like a stealth camp, maybe. There's lots of vegetation around, like tuckamore, so I may set up like right into that, because I only brought a wool blanket for my sleeping bag. So it's just a wool blanket that I have, and I did that because I wanted to use the wool blanket. But I was hoping to be in more sheltered areas away from the wind, but because I am going to be up on this peninsula, high up like this, and there's no immediate tree shelter that I can see, I'm gonna have to build low and get out of the wind, because if I stay in the wind overnight, it's gonna be chilly. Anyway, we'll see what happens. So I got roughly another hour of daylight left, so I'm going to be stopping at the next possible spot to set up a camp. And the next droke of woods I can get into that's fairly resistant from the wind, I will set up there. I had a couple of spots I could have stayed at, but I wanted to make a little bit more progress. We'll see if that bites me in the butt or not now. But there's a fair droke of trees just down this way. So if I can get there in the next half hour, I'll be fine. And yeah, anyway, trying to get you some light. So. Man, I'm tired. Alright, so I'm setting up for the night. I think I've found my spot, so I'm going to set up right here. And relatively sheltered area, out of the way. I think I'm going to set up right there, just a little bit off the trail. Alright, we'll see how it looks in a bit. Alright, so I got my hammock set up, and I'm using my poncho as a covering. Now this is not an actual camping hammock at all. This is just your standard Canadian Tire on sale hammock that I got. And I'm using my rain poncho as a covering. I do actually have my Unigear 12x12 tarp in my pack there, but I figured I don't think I'm really going to need it. So I'm just going to use my poncho for now. And if it does actually rain tonight, well, then I can actually set it up after, and I should be fine. But yeah, so that's it for now. I've never done any hammock camping before, so I'm keeping it fairly low to the ground. That way there's not too much of a draft underneath. My tarp will be able to drape down on both sides, and I should be well covered. So yeah, now it's time to start cooking. Can't wait. And I'm going to fry that up. I took way too much food. I never packed my food efficiently at all for this trip. A lot of weight in food. So that's all right. So this is authentic Newfoundland canned moose. Oh, yeah. So right now I'm just waiting for my moose and potatoes and peppers to cook. And then I'm going to bed. Hopefully sleep really well, I hope. Now, I heard rumors, I'm getting texts saying that the temperature is going to drop tonight. Not too fussy about that. But I think I'll be okay. Anyway. Yeah, it's all good. I'm enjoying this. So here I am enjoying a feed of Newfoundland canned moose with peppers, potatoes, onions, and garlic, salt and pepper, some Cajun spice. Delicious. I'm going to eat every bit of this, and then I'm going to go to bed. Ready for bed. And yeah, it's a beautiful night. I'm going to cover up with the poncho and hopefully fall asleep very fast because I'm pretty tired. That moose was delicious. So yeah, I guess the next thing for me to do now is just to get a good solid sleep. Right now, all I have is a wool blanket, so I got my wool jacket back on. I got a wool sweater on, plus I'm wearing my Wool Love thermals, which I won on Instagram a while back, and very comfortable clothing. So if you're ever interested in some merino wool base layers, check out Wool Love. It's a pretty good company, Canadian company, and they make some pretty good product. Anyway, I'm going to call this a night. So I wish you all the best, and I'll check in with you guys in the morning.
Well, it's about 1:30 in the morning, and I have not slept yet. I have been plagued with some pretty severe leg cramps on both legs. Well, that's par for the course. I'm aware of that, and I know how to manage it. It just kind of sucks because I just started to drift off, and then it strikes me again, and then I gotta deal with that until that passes, and then I drift off again, and then it starts again. So, but I end up having to use my Unigear tarp as an additional blanket. The temperature has dropped pretty significantly right now, and the wool blanket I had is just couldn't get the coverage that I needed. It was keeping me warm, but not completely. So I decided to use the Unigear tarp as a survival blanket because it's a reflective coating on the inside, the mylar. So that'll help keep me a little bit warmer, and it's quite more comfortable now, actually. But I figured I'd just give a little just to test to see how it goes, or give you guys a little update. Sorry, just to let you know how it's going. But I certainly think I'll be sleeping here soon, so it's nice to get kind of warm and cozy now and not be suffering from leg cramps. I'm hoping they're past. Anyway, talk to you later.
Well, good morning. It was a long night. It was cold. I got down to 1 degree Celsius. So I had to kind of think outside the box to stay warm. My wool blanket didn't quite cut the job. Didn't quite cut it at that temperature, and with this setup as well. But I made it through. It's warming up a bit now. The sun's up. So I probably have a little bit of a nap now before I actually get up and get going again. But good night, easy, very comfortable. I was very comfortable in the hammock itself. I'd never used a hammock before, and it's kind of cool having the poncho over me like this. But yeah, it's pretty good. And this is my Unigear tarp, survival shelter, which is an extra layer now for the heat for the blanket. This reflective coating made all the difference for me last night. So something to keep in mind. Well, I'm on the way again now. Another beautiful day. And yeah, it's a cold night. Wool blanket, not quite really enough. Not in that setup anyway. I had a lot of drafting, which made it fairly cold, but hey, nothing wrong with toughing it out every now and again too. So as you can see around me, that was the best spot I could have stopped, because for the next little bit, it's all open terrain like this. Okay, so Patch Brook. According to the guide, the actual campground is here in this area, which means if I walked another 1 kilometer, I could have stayed at the actual campgrounds. So this is Patch Brook, right behind me. Anyway, that means I'm roughly 10 kilometers away from Ballin. Back when I was younger, my dad used to take me up hunting and into the woods. We used to go through an area that was burned out like this from a long time ago. As you can see, all white, dead trees, freestanding dry trees. And he always used to tell the story about how thousands of years ago there was giants that lived here and they died. And that was their fingers reaching up through the ground, their skeletal fingers reaching out because they couldn't be buried. So whenever I see areas like this, I absolutely get amazed by it, and I get very nostalgic thinking about the times when I'd be in the woods with my dad. But yeah, seeing all these trees here reaching up into the sky like skeletal fingers. Kind of morbid, I know, but it's interesting, especially for a kid. Anyway, never scared me though. I thought it was kind of cool. Maybe part of me wish I would find one that was still around. Alright, I'm about 100 meters away from the park, which means I'm getting a lot closer. But I am in an excruciating amount of pain right now. And you know something? It's not my ankle. It's my left knee. I guess the uneven ground and the last little while I've been slowly moving down in elevation. And they're like steps. And a lot of pressure on the knee. So I'm going to wrap it with some, I got some sports tape that I'm going to wrap it with. Try to give it a little bit of stability. So I feel like I can blow a knee or something if I'm not careful. But still in good spirits. I'm just taking a break now. And then it'll be my last push to the finish. Pretty much at the junction where if I go left I can walk out to the main road, or if I go right I can walk down to the beach. So I'm gonna walk out to the main road. It's nice flat level, and yeah, this is White Horse Path, 20 kilometers East Coast Trail. What an experience. Alright everyone, right behind me is where I'm headed. Thank you very much for joining me on this wonderful hike. It's been a wonderful adventure. See you next time.